Good evening, Mr. and Miss America. This is a review of Daredevil Comics, issue 14. Now, this is a big change for Daredevil Comics. In Daredevil Comics issue 13 is when they introduced Daredevil's sidekicks of the Wise Guys, a kid gang. Now, this would change the direction of the comics, as Daredevil would lose his civilian identity of Bart Hill. The comics focus would mainly focus on that of the Wise Guys. In fact, Daredevil doesn't appear. I don't think Daredevil actually appears as Daredevil in the last comic. Or if he does, it's very seldom. The Wise Guys pretty much take over the comic. In Project Superpowers, I think it mentions that one or more of the Wise Guys gets killed during the war. I'm not sure. I think there's only like one of them left, as he takes on the persona of the dragon. Well, that's here or there. Okay, the first story deals with Daredevil and the Wise Guys, and the second story of the Wise Guys. Though some notches are shown, this is mainly a Japanese story, a story of Daredevil fighting the Japanese. It has to do with the Wise Guys finding money in the well and getting Daredevil, and then being kidnapped by Japanese agents, having to fight the agents, and then it's just Daredevil and the kids to stop them. No, maybe it's Nazi agents. I thought it was Japanese. Yeah, so it is Nazi agents, my bad. And the second story is Sniffer and the Deadly Dozen, but now they're soldiers. And Sniffer get paired up with the guys he's along with, who we find out later on was a pro wrestler called the Masked Marvel, who retired. Yeah. Then we have the Pirate Prince, and his story is interesting, as essentially happens here is the governor of this stockade, when all the men leave, he starts abusing and attacking the women, basically just doing whatever he wants. Well, this woman swims after the Pirate Prince, gets his help, and then the Pirate Prince puts the governor in the stockade and gives him a taste of his own medicine. Then we have Cheers for Squeaks, which is a crime buster story, which has the crime buster at a Bond rally, with this artist who was undercover and secretly a Nazi agent, and Squeaks ends up saving the day. I mentioned that the artist was a long-term character in the comic, but I've never read the Crime Buster comic, so I don't know how this would have affected the stories going forward or not. Then we have some art, and then a board game called Slap the Jap. Being part Japanese, I take offense to this, but since it's World War II propaganda, I understand it. Probably could play this game today, just change that to advance the enemy or something. Then we have a 13 and Jinx story, where it's they're meeting, and I swear this guy looks like Mean Gene Okerlund. I can't be the only one who thinks that. But yeah, 13 Jinx had to foil this doctor who's a Nazi agent. He's got this powerful explosive bomb, and Jinx gets sidelined. So it's up to him, but so it's got a little bit of a Rear Window vibe to it. And by the end of the story, they're both kind of sidelined. Then we got Scoop Scattle. This is a comedy strip. This guy, A Fish, supposedly creates this new form of artificial rubber, but Scoop gets it wrong and actually goes to interview an actual fish. It turns out this Officer Rubber is actually this pancake formula I've been using, and just a whole bunch of weird stuff. Then we have the Claw fighting the Ghost. And we have, you know, the starlet who's in love with the ghost, but she doesn't know what the ghost looks like. And I'm sure she must be based on some, like, real-life starlet, but I don't know who. And, you know, the ghost captures, the Claw captures them and all this stuff. And eventually the ghost stops them, but all this kind of stuff. Hitler's main two plans are he has like this Nazi drug gun, and he plans to send a sneak attack of like 1,000 planes against the US, but the ghost manages to stop him and save the day. Then we have Dickie Bean, the boy inventor, and his sidekick. Dickie apparently has this special plant that will turn any plant into a rubber plant. Rubber being in short supply during the war, hence why they need it. And these other people want to stop him, and the girl. And here's something you couldn't get away with today. I've only seen several people do that. John Wayne and David Von Erich, I think, are the only people I've ever seen do that in real life. Overall, I'd give this maybe a 3 out of 5. Not my favorite issue, but still decent. If you want to read this, go to goldenagecomics.com, the Golden Age Comic Museum. Just type in Golden Age Comics. It should come up. I think it's Digital Comic Museum. Go to the Lev Gleason section, go to Daredevil, and go to issue number 14. Read it and let me know your thoughts. Alright, tonight, until then, good night, Mr. and Mrs. International, wherever you are. And if you have read this issue, let me know your thoughts and your favorite story. Alright, until next time, I'm the American Samurai, and this has been another Golden Age Comic Review. Till next time, we'll see you later. Comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon for new.